Hey everybody, making this video to show you how to properly tune a guitar. And what I just played for you right there are the 6 strings of the guitar in standard tuning from low to high: E, A, D, G, B, and E. You can use that anytime you need to. Just come back to the video right from the top and you can match the pitches if you're able to tune by ear. Okay? A bunch of things you need to know about tuning, and I guess the first thing that I'll mention is to use a tuner. So I'll show you a few different options. The first one is a pretty old option, but these do still exist if you want to buy one, and they're these boxy tuners right here. Okay, this one is a standalone guitar and bass tuner, and this one is a chromatic tuner, and they both have little ports that you plug a 1/4-inch jack into if you have an electric guitar, and if you have an acoustic guitar, they both have microphones that are built in to pick up the pitches. This one is only going to pick up the strings of the guitar, and then there's options to make the strings flat for alternate tunings. This one's chromatic, okay? They're kind of older options, but people do still use them, and music retail outlets do sell them. This one is by Fender, and this one's by Korg. Another tuner that you can use is this one in particular is called the Snark, but it's a clip-on tuner, okay? You can see the shape of it, and you can clip it right onto the headstock, either direction. The head rotates, the neck rotates, and it picks up all the pitches chromatically. But they're really common, really discreet. A lot of people use them. They're not that expensive. Okay. Another one that's real common if you're playing live is the Pedalboard Tuner. This is the Boss TU2 tuner. I think they make a TU3 now. And this is another chromatic tuner with a bunch of options. It has your input, and then it has your output and your bypass. So you can actually mute the signal when you tune with this, or you can just let it pick up the pitches at all times, and when you tune, your guitar will be heard if that's how you have it set up. It's also got power in and power out, so you can power other pedals with it. TC Electronics makes some pedals. I mean, every company makes a tuner pedal now. This one's made by Boss, really popular, and the pink tape is the secret weapon that I have right there. And to come into like current day and modern technology, you have the smartphone app, okay? This is the Guitar Tuner, okay, on my iPhone that picks up the pitches and or plays them for you. And then similarly, here it is, guys, on the iPad, okay? So smartphone apps and tablet apps, these are free. You don't have to pay for them. All you have to do is know how to use it and tune the guitar. And it's very easy to tune the instrument, okay, if you know how to do it. Now, the question is, for some people, how do I tune the guitar? So I gave you the pitches at the beginning. I showed you some tuners. The first thing I'm going to do to help you out here is go over harmonics, okay? Because yes, you can play the open strings, okay, and the tuner will register them, but in my experience, a 12th fret harmonic is the more precise pitch to use to have the tuner register correctly with any of these tuners, okay? So how do you do a harmonic? Well, we're just going to go right to the 12th fret. On my guitar here, on my Les Paul, there's 2 dots. Usually there's 2 dots. There's some sort of a marker on the 12th fret that tells us that it's fret 12, the halfway point between the nut and the bridge. It's 1 octave above the open strings, okay? To play a harmonic, you don't press down and fret a note, okay? You touch the string over the fret. And the best thing to do is, once you get the tone, is to pull your finger off the string to let it ring. So here's my low E 12th fret harmonic. Again, I'm not pushing down, I'm touching the string over the fret, not in between the frets, but right above the fret. There's a fret 12 E harmonic. Here's a fret 12 A harmonic. Fret 12 D harmonic. Fret 12 G harmonic. Fret 12 B harmonic. And a fret 12 high E harmonic. Okay, you can hear those are all an octave higher above the open strings, but I wouldn't say push down. Pushing down is going to change the intonation a little bit, but the harmonic is a very clear pitch that will ring out, and let them ring while you're doing the tuning of the tuning pegs, because that will be the most accurate way to do it. If you play the harmonic and then you cut it off and tune it, the tuner's not going to register it well enough, okay? Most convenient thing is probably to put that clip-on tuner up here, and you can, while you're turning, you can stare right at the tuner. Works pretty well. I guess the next method that I'll show you, that's another really common one, is what we call like the 5th fret method. It's not completely on the 5th fret, but mostly on the 5th fret. So in order to do this, you kind of have to have your low E tuned to an E. If it's not tuned to an E, then you're just putting the guitar in a relative tuning to itself based on whatever that E string is tuned to. So be careful, get a low E reference pitch, and go from there with this. So we start with the 5th fret of the low E string, which is A, and that 5th fret, A, matches the open 5th string. They're both A's, okay? So if your low E is in tune, and this is an A, and then your 5th string is not in tune, you match and make the adjustment, okay? Then the 5th fret of the 5th string, which is a D, matches the open 4th string D. Same thing, if your A string is in tune, you play the 5th fret. Your 4th string may not register in tune, you make the adjustment. We go to the next set of strings. 5th fret of the D string is a G, and that matches the open 3rd string, G. Okay? Now this is where the whole 5th fret thing goes out the window, because on the 3rd string we go to fret 4, which is B, and that matches the open 2nd string, B. Okay? And then back to the 5th fret on string 2, which is E, and that matches the 1st string, high E. It's a really common way to do it. Personally, I'm more of an electronic tuner guy, but if I don't have one handy, and I think my low E string is tuned to an E, I'll go with that as well, okay? So those are pretty common methods of tuning. I gave you some examples of some tuners. Now let's talk about tuning the actual guitar, okay? So on my Les Paul here, I've got 3 and 3. Okay, 3 tuners on one side for the low strings, 3 tuners on the other side for the high strings. Some guitars have all 6 on one side. Maybe you have a 7-string guitar, maybe you have an 8-string guitar, maybe you have a 12-string guitar. There's lots of different options here, okay? The thing that you need to know is which way do I turn these tuners to raise the pitch or lower the pitch, okay? That's kind of based on how you string it, okay? But it's kind of unique to everybody's instrument. So, you know, I can tell you that on mine, I turn to the left to tighten, to the right to lower, to the right to tighten, to the left to lower, because it's opposite on both sides. But for you, it may be different, okay? You have to know that in order to do this the right way. But first things first, make sure that you are always raising, you're tightening up to the pitch, whatever it is. Okay, so usually guitars go flat, you're generally tightening up to the pitch, but if you go over the pitch, loosen the string back below the pitch and come back up to it. So for instance, if you're tuning the low E and it's flat, and you happen to over tighten and go up to F, don't just loosen down to E, go below the E and tune back up to it again, tighten back up to it again. That's going to be the most accurate way to do it, because if you just loosen the tuner, it's going to be less reliable as far as staying in tune. So that's a pretty good way to approach things, and try to do it that way all the time. Eventually it becomes like a muscle memory thing. You'll know how the tuners move, and you'll be able to do it really quickly, especially if you have a tuner. If you're going between different tunings, you know, drop D tuning, E flat tuning, maybe it's a D standard tuning, drop C tuning, whatever your guitar is intonated to, you can use those tunings, you can drop down to them, but try to come back up and keep your guitar in whatever it's intonated to most of the time, in order to avoid a lot of bowing in the neck. You don't want the neck to go this way or that way, and it will do that over time if you leave it in the tuning it's not intonated to. Most guitars are intonated to standard tuning. You got to have the right string gauge, and so on and so forth. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to an expert. Don't do it yourself, because you don't want to screw your guitar up and do truss rod adjustments and stuff. That's a bad thing to do, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guitar out of tune, and then I'm going to tune it for you. So hang on a sec. Okay, that only took a couple seconds. I officially put my Les Paul really out of tune, okay? Not incredibly out of tune. So I'm going to use the snark. And I'm going to use it facing you guys, which I wouldn't normally do. I'd use it a little more discreetly facing the other way. And unfortunately, I got to face this towards me. You probably won't be able to see the display. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the 12th fret harmonic method. And I'm going to go through and get the guitar in tune, okay? So what's the low E comes up as a C sharp. That's pretty flat. So that's a D. Notice how I'm being gentle. I'm going little increments at a time when I do this. And there's the E, and the E's in tune. Okay? Yeah. Next one should be A. Comes up as G sharp, so it's almost a half step flat. Again, I tighten it, little increments at a time. Keep replaying the note so the pitch registers, okay? The D string comes up as a D sharp. That means it's too high, I have to lower it. And again, I've gone below the pitch, now I tighten up to it. Always practice what you preach. Next one is G, and G is actually in tune to G, so we move on to B. B is a little sharp. So again, I lower it a little bit below the pitch, and then tighten back up to it. And then high E comes up as D sharp. So I gotta tighten it. To E, okay? Now am I done? No. I'm gonna do it again just to double check that everything is perfectly in tune to the right pitches. E is good. A is good. D is good. G is good. B is good. And high E is good. Save some battery, turn the tuner off. Well guys, I hope that this was a helpful tutorial for you as far as how to tune the guitar. You've got the pitches for standard tuning that I played for you. I've gone through different types of tuner options that you can use to get your guitar in tune. Showed you about the 12th fret harmonics, showed you the 5th fret method, and I even put my guitar out of tune and put it in tune for you just so you can see exactly what the process is like and how quick it can be done if you have an accurate tuner, a decent ear, and you know how to move your tuning pegs, okay? I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this is helpful. Like the video. If you like it, feel free to subscribe to my page. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me. My email address is steve.licata@gmail.com. Check out my website, which is www.steve.licata.com. Contact me for anything you'd like. I do give lessons, and feel free to stay in touch. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for your time, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.